Hi, my name's Victoria from Northern Lily. Today we're going to talk about summer pruning. The main differences with summer pruning are that we're really looking at reducing some of that growth, that leafy growth within the tree canopy, promoting lots of air and light into the tree. The pruning that we do in summer reduces growth, so it doesn't promote growth. And in summer, we've obviously got fruit on the trees, so we're going to be looking at thinning out some of those trees to reduce the weight and create lots of air and light and make sure we get an abundance of really big ripe fruit. So let's get into it. Okay, so before we get pruning, we need to think about safety. So always have a little first aid kit handy, just in case you do cut yourself. And make sure your tools are sharp and that you've cleaned them as well. And your main tools you're going to be using today are bypass loppers and bypass secateurs. And something that I use to clean mine is just an antibacterial cleaner, or we've got a neem oil spray, and you just literally take your tool and give it a little spray, and then after you've finished on this tree you would then give it a clean, and if you need to, give it a sharpen before you move on to the next tree, just so you're not spreading any of the disease from one tree to another. Okay, so one of the first trees we're going to look at is a plum tree. So this is a Victoria plum, and the difference with stone fruit, we don't prune that in the winter months. We only prune that between May and August. And the reason for that is because you can get a fungal disease called silverleaf that would kill the tree, and it's more likely if you're pruning it in winter that you would get that disease. The other difference with a plum tree, or any stone fruit really, is they're a little bit more fragile. The branches are a lot thinner, and you're only looking for a very light prune on this, and you're just looking at dead, damaged, disease and any suckers, and you're just looking at just giving it a really light prune because it won't be able to withstand like a really big prune like an apple or a pear tree would. And you'll notice it's a lot messier in its habit. So we're not looking to create like a goblet shape or anything like that. We're just looking at just tidying it up, making sure there's no dead, diseased or damaged wood, promoting that tree health and thinning out some of these fruits as well. So you get like bigger fruit that's healthier, and you get less chance of fungal disease on the fruit as well. So these are suckers. These are growing on the main trunk of the tree and they're not towards the top, so we're going to take these out. So we're just going right to the base, and we're keeping that little bit of an elephant's eye as we did last time in the winter pruning, and then just give it a good cut and just removing everything from there, any damaged wood as well. I want to get as much as that off as possible. So as you can see, this is where these suckers keep growing from, and there's a bad cut that's been done previously. So I'm just going to sort of remedy that now. So I'm going to go behind, make sure there's a little bit of space between the trunk and this branch that I'm removing. Just going to remove that the best that I can, just so that can heal nicely, and we'll probably get less of this suckering going on. So the next thing we're going to look for is any crossing branches, and if we look at this branch here, what we can see is it's crossing another branch, and what it's actually doing is rubbing against this branch and causing a wounding. And if you look carefully here, you can see the wound on this branch here. So we're going to take this branch, follow it back to the healthy point, which is here, and we're going to cut it there to stop that rubbing. So if I follow it back and just do a cut there, And you can see I've got a nice clean cut, nice healthy wood there, and that'll prevent that from carrying on rubbing. I'm just having a look at the tree over on this side, and as you can see I've got a lot of dead wood here, and I can tell it's dead because if I just snap it like that, it just falls apart. So I'm going to take this dead wood back to healthy wood. So I'm going to take this one back right to here, and you can see there's nice healthy wood there. And then I'm probably going to take this one back to there, but you can see that's not good, still not great wood. So I might actually see if I can get a bit closer in. So I've got a dilemma here, and the dilemma is, do I lose this fruit and take this back to healthy wood? So what I'm going to do, maybe in the next week, I'll harvest this fruit, and then I'll take this right back to the nearest piece of healthy wood. We're also going to look at thinning out some of these fruits. So as you can see, these fruits are ripening, but there might be 3 or 4 clusters per fruiting spur, and actually that's quite a lot for this tree to put its energy into. And also we want to get lots of nice air and light into the developing fruit so they don't get any fungal diseases and we get nice juicy fruits. And also we're promoting the tree health because we don't want to risk any of these branches starting to snap because of the weight of the fruit that they're trying to produce. So we're just going to thin them out to maybe 2 per cluster, and there's a space between each cluster so that it kind of looks like this in the end. There'll be 2 and then a space, 2, space. I'm just looking to thin out some of these plums, leaving 2 per cluster as I go. So you can see there's lots of space and light between those now. How can you tell if your fruit is ripe? That's a question we get asked a lot. So as you can see on this branch, there is a totally green one. So that still needs some time to ripen, as opposed to this one, it's starting to get some colour into it. Now, to be absolutely certain whether it's ripe, it might have the colour, but if I squeeze it, is it soft and squishy? If it's not, then it's not ripe. So if I go to this one, for example, this one is a bit overripe and it's very squishy and it's got lots of colour. So that's how you can tell whether your fruit is ripe, by squishing it and seeing whether it squishes, and if it's really hard, then no, it's not ready. So now we're going to move on to the apple trees and just look at some of the differences between pruning the plums to the apples. So this is an apple, this is a stir apple. So first of all, we're going to be looking at, there's quite a lot of vertical growth going up to the sky here. So we're going to be looking to take that down by a third from the top. So I will actually need my ladders for this. And we're also going to be still looking at dead, damaged, diseased, crossing, and we're also going to be looking at thinning out the apples as well, especially any that are diseased, like this one, for example. When you're using a ladder, make sure that it's very well planked into the ground and that you're climbing the ladder to a comfortable height where you can reach the branches without overreaching. If you're starting to overreach, you need to move your ladders to a different spot. This branch here, I'm going to take this down by about a third. And these inward facing branches, I'm going to take them off. And I'm going to count to 1, 2, 3 leaf nodes and chop it there. 1, 2, 3, chop. And the reason is because that will now develop fruiting spurs on those short three nodes there. That'll put its energy into fruiting spurs. So where the apple is, I'm just going to go above that apple just to get more air and light into that apple. So you can see there's lots of air and light around that developing fruit. This section of the tree is quite tangled and messy, so we're going to remedy that now. So there's quite a lot of inward growth growing into the tree and crossing over with lots of branches over here. So we're going to take a bit of those out, thin a bit of those out now. So this one is going into a lot of other branches and it's also quite diseased. So I'm actually going to remove this back to the trunk of the tree. And then just carefully remove that. There we go. So we've got a nice cut there. There's some diseased wood here, can you see? And that's, well, dead and diseased. So we're going to take that back to some healthy wood. But again, just remember, you're always following back to something. You're making sure that you're going back to healthy wood and you're doing a nice clean cut. You see? And then these, I'm just going to take a third off this branch. Any inward facing growth. And the aim is that we're going to start and remove all this rubbing situation that's going on. So can you see where, if we follow that back, where it's been rubbing against this tree, it's actually caused a wound there. So I don't want to lose all this fruit by cutting this off, but I will, once this fruit's developed, take that right back to there. As you can see, this is an apple tree that's been pruned, so it's got a lot of nice open canopy in the middle, a nice open goblet shape, and we've got lots of lovely fruit still on the tree, so we're going to thin those out now and then that will be finished. We're going to just thin some of these apples out to 2 per fruiting spur, lots of air and light in these, and nothing is going to go to waste. We're going to make sure that they're juiced or made into apple pie. So there you go, we've shown you how to prune your fruit trees in summer. We really hope you have enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give us a comment if you've got any more questions. We'd be happy to answer those. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. I'm Victoria Holden from Northern Lily. Thank you for watching.